Europe is known for its famous attractions, bustling cities, majestic castles, and lively resorts. But beyond the popular routes lie places that only a few people know about. These are secluded valleys, crystal clear lakes, wild forests, and ancient mountains that have preserved their original appearance. Today we will travel to such places, from the green slopes of Ireland to the Cascades of Luxembourg, from the secluded lakes of France to the rocky shores of Norway. Each of these places holds its own mystery, beauty, and atmosphere, which is impossible not to fall in love with. Santorini, Greece is not just an island, it is the epitome of elegance and beauty. The volcanic landscape, which left behind unique shapes, is decorated with white houses with blue roofs, bright and contrasting shades. Local streets are dotted with cozy cafes and stores that give the island a special atmosphere. Sunsets in Santorini are considered some of the most spectacular in the world, when the sky is bathed in orange and pink hues. The cliffs and rocky cliffs create picturesque views of the turquoise waters of the Aegean Sea. Walks along the island Apos, Greece shores, and into small villages provide a sense of tranquility and solitude. The Lofoten Islands, Norway is nature in its original form. Rocky mountains, steep cliffs, and fjords create incredible panoramas that are hard to forget. The islands are known for their clear waters where you can see both fish and the bottom covered with green algae. Along the coast are traditional fishermen outposts, huts, which add a cozy touch to the rugged natural landscape. The summer months are exceptionally beautiful, and winter, with its northern lights, makes the islands especially attractive to lovers of nature. Apos is magic. Lofoten is a paradise for lovers of outdoor activities such as hiking, fishing, and kayaking. The Swiss Alps are not only a place for mountain sports, but also a true work of art created by nature. Snowy peaks, glaciers, and green meadows alternate each other, creating contrast and uniqueness of each corner. The Alps are known for their cozy mountain villages, where time seems to slow down and the air is clean and fresh. Time spent in ski resorts becomes a real holiday for lovers of outdoor activities. In summer, you can enjoy cycling and hiking, and in winter, skiing and snowboarding. Natural lakes such as Lake Lucerne or Lake Geneva add even more beauty to this unique region. The Tatras are the magic of high mountains hidden in the heart of Europe. Rocky peaks, dense forests, and numerous lakes make this place ideal for travelers who love nature in its unexplored form. The most famous lake in the Tatras is the Sea Lake, which resembles a gem with its watercolor. Many trails and alpine routes offer travelers unique views of the surrounding valleys and peaks. In winter, the mountains become a paradise for skiers and snowboarders. In summer, the Tatras are the ideal place for those who seek solitude in the mountains and marvel at nature, pose, exuberance. Plitvice Lakes is a natural wonderland that enchants with its extraordinary beauty. Cascades of waterfalls rolling over stone barriers create unimaginable sights and sounds, filling the air with freshness. The lakes have different shades of blue and green, making the bodies of water seem almost magical. Plitvice National Park is ideal for quiet walks and wildlife watching. The park is home to rare bird species, and the ecosystem itself remains harmonious and sustainable. Walking on wooden bridges and ladders among waterfalls turns into an exciting adventure. The Scottish Hills are not only a verdant expanse, but also a place steeped in history and magic. Mystical castles stretch along the hills, reminiscent of age-old battles and Scottish culture. There are frequent fogs in these hills which add to the atmosphere and make the place truly mysterious. Here you can find abandoned villages, ancient cemeteries, and architectural monuments that seem to transport you back in time. Dense forests, deep lakes, and untouched nature create an unforgettable landscape. Scotland is the perfect place for those seeking solitude and harmony with nature. Torres del Paine National Park in Chilean Patagonia is a place that cannot be described in words. Here you can see endless steppes, majestic mountains, glaciers, and emerald lakes. The peaks of the Torres del Paine Mountains seem timeless, standing just above valleys dotted with flowering shrubs. Dense forests and glacial rivers form amazing ecosystems that attract not only tourists, but also scientists. The park is a paradise for hiking, climbing, and fauna lovers, as guanaco, llama, and other species of animals can be found here. Every corner of this park is breathtaking in its pristine beauty. Romantic route in Germany is a journey through history and scenic nature. This famous tourist route passes through ancient towns with majestic castles and ancient ruins. Walking along its expanses, you can feel the atmosphere of medieval Germany, with its cozy towns covered with flowering gardens. The landscapes of the Romantic Way are a perfect mix of green valleys, verdant forests, and vineyards. Every town and village here is imbued with an atmosphere of antiquity and romance. While traveling along this route, it is easy to feel like a character from an old fairy tale. Caribbean Mountain on the French island of Martinique is a place where the tropical climate and volcanic landscapes create a completely unique natural scenery. The volcano, which rises against a backdrop of green hills, is the symbol of the island. The Caribbean Mountain is surrounded by tropical forests and waterfalls hidden deep in the jungle. Local beaches with white sand and azure sea attract those looking for a paradise place to relax. The volcanic land has given the island a unique flora and fauna, while the mountainous landscapes create picturesque views. This place is ideal for those who want to truly immerse themselves in nature. The Bavaria National Park is a place where nature and German culture come together in a marvelous union. Glacial lakes covered with green forests and surrounded by majestic mountains create a harmonious atmosphere. Summer walks in this park offer tourists fantastic views of flowering alpine meadows and mountain peaks. The park is home to rare animal species such as deer, foxes, and even lynxes. The challenging and scenic hiking trails in the park attract travelers looking for outdoor activities. This place is ideal for those who appreciate the beauty of alpine landscapes and biosphere reserves. Ireland Apo's north coast is a wild and unspoiled landscape. Giant Apo's Causeway, with its unique hexagonal stone columns, is one of the most recognizable natural landmarks. The magnificent cliffs, verdant hills, and expanses create scenic vistas that beckon travelers. Walking along this coastline allows you to enjoy not only nature, but also historical monuments such as castles and ancient ruins. This region is also known for its dramatic winds and often foggy but magical climate in its own way. The North Coast is the perfect destination for those seeking solitude and the enjoyment of natural beauty. Grenada in southeastern France is a place where a tropical climate combines with alpine landscapes and exotic vegetation. Volcanic hills, dense forests, as well as waterfalls and mountain rivers create this paradise. Laurel forests and fragrant lavenders here make the air incredibly fresh and clean. The region is known for its organic farms that grow spices such as vanilla and coriander. The volcanic landscapes offer spectacular views of valleys and ancient towns surrounded by verdant hills. There is a special atmosphere here where antiquity and nature coexist harmoniously. The Belgian forests are a place where nature's experienced in its pristine beauty. Vast green expanses, dense forests, and valleys create a harmonious atmosphere of solitude. The forests here are characterized by rich flora and fauna, including rare plants and mushrooms that can only be found in these places. Walking through these forests fills you with a sense of calm and peace, especially during the fall season when the trees are covered with golden and red leaves. The many lakes and rivers add even more magic to the forests. Old castles and villages can be found in these forests, creating a unique atmosphere of traveling along ancient routes. Iceland is a true paradise for lovers of geothermal activity. Hot springs located among volcanic landscapes and glaciers create a unique atmosphere for rest and relaxation. Especially famous is the Blue Lagoon, where you can enjoy bathing in warm water surrounded by lava fields. Iceland is also famous for its geysers, which regularly eject hot water and steam, creating mesmerizing natural shows. Volcanic activity adds a special energy to the region, while glaciers and fjords give the place majesty and tranquility. Iceland's nature is a mixture of power and tranquility that leaves a deep impression. Lake Bled is one of the most picturesque places in Europe, with its crystal-clear water and an island on which stands an ancient castle. The mountains surrounding the lake create a fantastic landscape, especially at sunrise and sunset. Boat rides to the island and visiting it give you the opportunity to experience the atmosphere of this magical place. There are walking paths along the shores of the lake, offering panoramic views of the lake and its surroundings. Near the lake, you can find cozy cafes and restaurants offering local delicacies. This place is ideal for those looking for peace and enjoyment of natural beauty surrounded by historical monuments. The Pyrenees Mountains are the picturesque range that separates France and Spain. It combines alpine meadows, rocky peaks, and deep valleys. The Pyrenees Mountains are home to beautiful lakes and waterfalls that add even more grandeur to these places. In winter, the mountains become a popular destination for ski resorts, and in summer, a paradise for hikers and mountaineers. Scandinavian deer and ibex inhabit these mountainous areas, adding exoticism to the local fauna. The Pyrenees are also known for their medieval villages. Norway Tatras fjords are one of the most majestic natural sights on the planet. Deep bays surrounded by sheer cliffs and verdant hills create stunning views that are impossible to forget. In the summer, the fjords are filled with picturesque villages that add a human presence to this wild but amazing landscape. The many rivers and waterfalls add to the dynamics, and the vibrant shades of green and blue make the scenery even more attractive. Walking along the fjords by boat or kayak gives you the opportunity to enjoy nature and feel its power. In winter, the fjords are covered in fog, creating an atmosphere of mystery and magic. Lago di Garda National Park is one of the most beautiful lakes in Italy, surrounded by mountain landscapes and vineyards. The lake is known for its calm waters that reflect the majestic mountains. Its shores are lined with picturesque towns and villages where you can enjoy delicious Italian cuisine and local wines. Walking along the waterfront, boating, and swimming in the lake are the main activities that attract tourists. Around the lake, one can find ancient castles and fortresses that give the place historical significance. The park is also known for its numerous nature trails for hiking and biking. The Channel Nature Park is a region of majestic cliffs and seascapes on the coast. High cliffs jutting directly into the sea create a dramatic and beautiful landscape that attracts nature lovers and photographers. Rare bird species such as albatrosses and cormorants are often seen near the coast. The seascapes with coastal cliffs become especially spectacular during storms or sunsets. The English Channel is the perfect place to walk along the cliffs, watch the sea waves, and explore the ancient lighthouses. This natural park combines a wild, unspoiled landscape with a rich history and culture. The Etna volcano in Sicily is one of the most active volcanoes in the world, which constantly attracts the attention of tourists. Its mighty eruptions and craters create a mesmerizing spectacle. The volcano is surrounded by fertile lands where vineyards, olive, and citrus trees grow. Mount Etna is not only an active volcano, but also a natural park where you can walk through lava fields, explore underground caves, and observe scenic views. From the top of the volcano, you can enjoy a panorama of the entire island, including the coast and nearby mountains. Etna is where wildlife meets the culture and history of Sicily. Skellig-Michael Caves are located on the island of the same name, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The site is known for its ancient monastic buildings perched on top of the cliffs and the rugged paths leading to them. The island has been at the center of historical events, and scenes from the Star Wars saga were filmed here. The caves where the monks once lived hide secrets and mysteries, and the views from the cliffs are breathtaking. Numerous species of birds can be seen here, including dead birds, and the atmosphere of this unique area is filled with mysticism. Skellig-Michael is where nature, history, and culture intertwine in one powerful experience. The Côte d'Azur is not only famous beaches, but also elegant resorts such as Nice, Cannes, and Monaco. The crystal-clear water of the Mediterranean Sea contrasts beautifully with the bright green hills and cliffs. The rocky cliffs covered in greenery create unique views, especially at sunset when the light turns them into golden and pink hues. The coastline is lined with old castles and luxurious villas surrounded by palm trees and flowering gardens. There are romantic hiking trails along the coast, offering breathtaking views of the vast sea. The Côte d'Azur beckons not only vacationers, but also art and history lovers, thanks to its museums and cultural attractions. Madeira is not just an island, but a true paradise for nature lovers. Its green hills covered with flowering gardens and vineyards create an atmosphere of seclusion and peace. Madeira is home to an abundance of exotic plants, such as bananas, ficus, and rare orchids. Walking along ancient paths in rocky areas allows travelers to experience an incredible closeness with nature. Local natural pools formed in lava rocks provide a unique opportunity to bathe in crystal-clear water surrounded by marvelous scenery. Madeira is also known for its waterfalls and picturesque valleys that seem ethereal and beckon. The glacial valley of Haute Crique in the French Alps is one of Europe's most spectacular natural places. The valley is surrounded by snow-white peaks that are reflected in crystal-clear lakes, creating a mirror effect. During spring and summer, the valley is filled with green meadows and blooming alpine flowers. A fast-flowing mountain river runs along the valley, and the air is filled with freshness and purity characteristic of the high mountains. The nature here remains untouched, and everything looks like a fairy tale, especially when majestic waterfalls stand along the cliffs. The Haute Crique Valley is a place for true explorers who love stunning views and solitude in the mountains. Madeira and turquoise-colored lagoons are amazing natural bodies of water whose waters change color depending on the time of day and sunlight. These lagoons are located in a volcanic region and are often surrounded by lava formations that create unique landscapes. The verdant hills and rainforests surrounding the lagoons add to the mysterious beauty of the place. The water in the lagoons can be bright blue, green, or even purple, depending on the microscopic algae that grows in the region. This place attracts both nature lovers and photographers looking to capture rare, natural phenomena. Not only can you enjoy the views here, but you can also spend time diving or swimming. The Jungfrau Park is a scenic spot in the Swiss Alps that offers not only spectacular views, but also unique natural conditions. The Jungfrau and Monk Mountains are among the highest points in Europe, and from their summits you can enjoy truly stunning views of glaciers and valleys. Alpine flowers grow in the valleys of this park, and the clean air and magnificent lakes provide peace and tranquility. During the winter, the park becomes a center for winter sports such as skiing and snowboarding, and in the summer, a place for hiking and mountain trekking. In this region, you can also visit unique ice caves and walk on glaciers for an unforgettable experience. The Jungfrau Park is the ideal destination for those looking for unique mountain scenery and outdoor activities. Zermatt is a mountain resort that attracts travelers from all over the world with its breathtaking views of the Matterhorn. This famous pyramid-like peak towers over the resort and is one of the most recognizable mountain peaks. Zermatt is a destination for mountaineering enthusiasts, ski resorts, and hikers on mountain trails. In the fall and summer, Zermatt becomes a hiker-imposed source of paradise, offering beautiful trails that lead to lakes and alpine meadows. In winter, Zermatt becomes a center of ski tourism, where you can ski on the best slopes in Europe. The resort is also known for its traditional Swiss alpine houses and cozy restaurants with mountain views. The Roman road is not just a historical monument, but an entire route through the green expanse of Italy that reveals the rich history and culture of this country. This road passed through mountainous and flat areas, connecting ancient cities and towns. Along the road, there are ancient villages with picturesque houses and historical monuments. Ruins of ancient Roman bridges, amphitheaters, and columns can also be found here. Today, travelers can explore this route while enjoying nature, visiting archaeological sites, and learning about the local culture. The Roman road is not only a historic route, but also a place where nature and history merge into one integral part of the journey. The Costa Brava is a coastline in northern Spain that attracts tourists with its rocky beaches and secluded coves. The white sandy beaches with crystal clear water are ideal for swimming and relaxing in the sun. Pine forests grow along the coast, creating a contrast with the bright blue sea. The Costa Brava is known for its nature parks, such as the Cap de Creus Nature Reserve Park, where you can enjoy walks along wild coastal paths. Small fishing villages and cozy beach towns offer local, seafood-rich cuisine in a relaxed atmosphere. This destination is ideal for those looking for a combination of nature and culture in one trip. The landscape villages of Amalfi are located on the slopes of the mountains with stunning views of the Tyrrhenian Sea. These villages are famous for their narrow stone-paved streets and brightly colored houses that blend into the landscape. Many terraced vineyards, olive groves, and citrus orchards add to the greenery of this picturesque region. Cultural and historical monuments, such as the cathedral in Amalfi, add to the area and oppose appeal. The villages offer panoramic views of the sea, especially beautiful at sunset. The region is also known for its beaches, which are ideal for relaxing and swimming in crystal clear waters. Blue Lake, Montenegro is a lake with crystal clear water surrounded by beautiful mountains. This lake is located in a deep mountain valley and its waters have an amazing turquoise color, which gives the place a special magic. Dense greenery grows around the lake and rare species of flora and fauna can be seen on the shores. The water surface of the lake is so clear that the majestic mountains are reflected in it, creating a picturesque landscape. This place is popular among tourists who love hiking and solitude with nature. The lake is also home to some rare species of fish that attract fishermen and nature lovers. Blue Lake is a place where silence and nature merge in harmony, creating an atmosphere of complete peace. Rila Mountains, Bulgaria. Majestic mountains with beautiful lakes and caves. One of the most picturesque natural areas in Bulgaria, with impressive landscapes and unique flora and fauna. At an altitude of over 2,000 meters are the famous Rila Lakes, which look like natural mirrors reflecting the mountain peaks. In the mountains you can find not only beautiful bodies of water, but also caves such as the famous Snezhina Cave, whose stalactites and stalagmites are amazing. The region is also home to many rare animal species such as bears and lynx. Hiking trails in Rila allow you to explore secluded corners and enjoy truly wild scenery. The Rila Mountains are ideal for those seeking outdoor activities and the quiet of nature. Swiss Lakes, Switzerland. Lakes surrounded by alpine landscapes and picturesque cities. Switzerland is famous for its crystal clear lakes such as Lake Geneva, Lake Lucerne, and Lake Zurich. These lakes fit perfectly into the alpine landscape, surrounded by verdant hills and snow-capped peaks. Along the shores are picturesque villages and towns such as Montreux and Lucerne, where you can enjoy Swiss culture and cuisine. The water in the lakes is so clear that you can see several meters into the depths, which is especially appealing to water sports enthusiasts. Cruises are often organized on the lakes, offering magnificent views of the surrounding area. These lakes are a true paradise for photographers and nature lovers looking for the perfect combination of tranquility and beauty. The Western Alps, France, snow-capped peaks and verdant valleys surrounded by forests. It's a great place for winter sports and summer hiking. The slopes are covered with snow in winter for skiing or snowboarding, and hiking on mountain trails in summer. These mountains are also home to picturesque lakes such as Lake Annecy, which features turquoise-colored water. The local villages and mountain huts retain their traditional alpine style, and the nature around them creates a unique atmosphere of seclusion. In the Western Alps, you can find many nature reserves that protect rare species of plants and animals. This region also attracts those who love mountain tourism and exploring untouched corners of nature. The Gold Coast, located in the east of Spain, is famous for its golden, sandy beaches that stretch for dozens of kilometers. The beaches are surrounded by green hills and rocky coves, creating picturesque views. The crystal clear water of the Mediterranean Sea is ideal for swimming, and the coastal cliffs make the place popular among climbing enthusiasts. The coastline is home to resort towns such as Villa Yumbros and Benidorm, where you can enjoy Spanish cuisine and culture. There are romantic hiking trails along the coast, offering incredible views of the sea and mountains. This place is ideal for those looking for a combination of beach vacation and active adventure. The west coast of Greece, especially in the Peloponnese region, attracts travelers with its wild and little-known beaches. Here, secluded coves and caves, such as the famous Dionysus Cave, are hidden among the mountain cliffs. The water depths of this part of Greece are rich with marine life, making it a popular diving destination. Ancient fortresses and archaeological sites can be found along the coast, reminding you of the rich history of the region. The crystal clear water contrasts perfectly with the green cliffs and white sand, creating a picturesque landscape. This coastline is a true paradise for those who want to get away from civilization and enjoy the silence of nature. UK's stone forests are unique geological formations, such as the Lion Rocks and Carmarthen Rocks, which give the impression that nature literally builds forests out of stone. These natural formations are majestic and mysterious rocks that form labyrinths and figures that beckon travelers. The landscape of these regions is unique and resembles footage from sci-fi movies. Stone forests are often surrounded by verdant valleys that provide a contrast to the rugged cliffs. Local trails pass through these bizarre formations, allowing you to experience the magic of these places. These stone forests attract geology enthusiasts and travelers who crave unique natural experiences. The red rocks of Scandinavia, such as the fjord cliffs, have a characteristic hue that gives them a magical atmosphere. These rocks form majestic cliffs that literally flash red at sunset or sunrise. They are the perfect backdrop for photographers who love breathtaking natural landscapes. Along the red rocks are coniferous forests that provide a contrast to the brightly colored rocks and the surrounding lake. These cliffs also attract climbers, as some of them allow for spectacular ascents. In Scandinavia, such natural phenomena are located on the border between polar and temperate climates, which creates a unique ecology for vegetation and animal life. A California nature park known for its natural beauty, it combines ancient limestone mountains and crystal-clear lakes such as Lake Tahoe. These mountains are reminiscent of millions of years of geological processes, and their elevations offer stunning views of the surrounding landscapes. The lakes in this region have incredible clarity, and the water in them seems unusually blue. The lakes and rivers are surrounded by coniferous forests, and the mountainsides are home to a variety of flora, including rare plant species. The park attracts lovers of outdoor activities such as hiking, camping, and fishing. This place is ideal for those who want to enjoy solitude surrounded by wildlife. Terre Nova is a region known for its verdant valleys and magnificent mountain ranges. Located in the south of France, this region is famous for its rural landscapes with orchards and vineyards. The magnificent mountain ranges provide tourists with magnificent views, while the numerous rivers and streams create a tranquil atmosphere. Along the mountain valleys, you can find ancient villages whose houses are built of local stone, preserving the spirit of medieval France. Local traditions and gastronomy, including wine and cheese, attract travelers who want to discover the culture of the region. Terre Nova is ideal for those looking for a combination of nature, history, and tradition. Palma de Mallorca is not only a place with white sand beaches, but also a paradise for water sports enthusiasts, where you can go kite surfing or diving. The water here is so clear that you can observe marine life even at great depths. The island is also known for its hidden coves that are hard to reach, but that's where you can find solitude. Mallorca's natural scenery ranges from coastal cliffs to verdant hills, creating a contrast with the sea. Old towns such as Vallimosa and Daya attract tourists with their narrow streets and stone houses that add to the historical atmosphere. Mallorca is the perfect place to enjoy both nature and cultural heritage. The upper reaches of the Baltic Sea in Latvia are famous for their dunes covered with green vegetation and quiet beaches, which are ideal for hiking and nature observation. The local marshes are known for their ecosystem, where rare bird species such as cranes and herons can be found. It is also home to several nature reserves where untouched stretches of wildlife have been preserved. It is a pleasure to explore this area by bicycle, enjoying the fresh air and unique scenery. For history buffs, the region has ancient forts and lighthouses that attract tourists interested in cultural heritage. The marshes and dunes create a special atmosphere of silence, ideal for meditation and relaxation in nature. Istria is a region rich in history where you can find ancient cities such as Pula, with its Roman amphitheater, and Rovinj, with its old town perched on a rocky hill. The waters of Istria are so warm that they are ideal for swimming and kayaking. The nature here is also varied, with green hills, vineyards, and olive groves providing a picturesque backdrop for hiking. The islands of Istria, such as Brioni, are known for their archaeological monuments and exotic animals that were brought here in the times of Yugoslavia. Istria is also home to beautiful beaches surrounded by pine forests where you can enjoy privacy. This region is an ideal destination for those looking for a combination of beach vacation and historical tourism. The Boyne Plateau is a unique place, home to some of Ireland's most important archaeological heritage, including the famous Newgrange burial grounds, which is older than the Egyptian pyramids. The verdant hills and the River Boyne create a picturesque landscape with a perfect blend of nature and history. Here you can walk along ancient trails and explore stone structures left over from prehistoric times. The megalithic monuments of the Boyne Plateau are associated with various myths and legends that create an atmosphere of mysticism. The nature here is diverse, from calm rivers to fields covered with flowering plants. The Boyne Plateau is a place that attracts both history buffs and those seeking solitude in nature. Lake Almeria is a hidden corner in Spain, surrounded by high mountains that reflect in the waters of the lake, creating incredible scenery. The water in the lake is clear, making it ideal for kayaking and fishing. The local mountains have unusual geological shapes, with bizarre cliffs and gorges that attract climbers and tourists. Lake Almeria is also an important ecosystem hub, home to rare bird species such as cranes and herons. The place is often used as a nature reserve, and its seclusion makes it ideal for a break from the hustle and bustle of the city. Lake Almeria is not only a natural wonder, but also a tranquil place for those who want to enjoy solitude surrounded by mountains. Hungary's blue lakes, such as Lake Heves, are among the most famous thermal springs in Europe, which gives these bodies of water unique therapeutic properties. The water in the lakes is saturated with minerals and has an amazing blue hue that attracts tourists from all over the world. The lakes are surrounded by picturesque forests, creating cozy corners for walks and picnics. Along the shores, you can find many spas that utilize the healing properties of the water for wellness. Some lakes, such as Lake Heves, offer warm water bathing even in winter. Hungary's blue lakes are a place where natural beauty and health combine to create the perfect place to relax. The Carpathian Mountains are a secluded and mysterious corner of Europe, where virgin forests and deserted valleys create an atmosphere of unexplored territories. Here you can find rare species of flora and fauna, such as Carpathian bears and lynxes, which live in these mountains. The mountain trails pass through forested areas, where the silence and tranquility of nature become the main backdrop for hiking. The Carpathians are also home to several picturesque lakes and rivers, which add even more beauty to these mountain sceneries. The local villages located in the mountains preserve traditions and culture, making them attractive to those interested in the history and life of the region. The Carpathians are a place for those who want to experience the spirit of wilderness and enjoy true solitude. In Luxembourg, you can find several picturesque waterfalls, which are located amidst verdant forests and valleys drenched in vegetation. These waterfalls attract tourists with their natural majesty and the quiet sound of the water, which creates an atmosphere of peace. The water falls from the heights onto the rocks, forming shallow lakes that are ideal for relaxing and observing nature. Along the cascades of waterfalls, there are trails that allow you to enjoy not only the water views, but also the scenery of the surrounding forests and fields. This place is popular among hiking enthusiasts, as you can spend a whole day here exploring nature. The cascades of waterfalls in Luxembourg is the perfect place for those who want to enjoy solitude and complete immersion in nature. The Canary Islands are home to a variety of natural landscapes, from volcanic deserts to verdant mountains and black sand beaches. Volcanic craters and lava fields create surreal landscapes, and the nature of these islands is extremely diverse. The island of Tenerife is famous for its verdant gorges and the famous Teide volcano, which is the highest point in Spain. In the Canaries, you can also find secluded bays and beaches with clear water, ideal for swimming and diving. These islands attract lovers of outdoor activities such as surfing and kite surfing, as well as those looking for exotic landscapes and unique flora and fauna. The Canary Islands are the perfect destination for those looking for a combination of nature, adventure, and relaxation. Estonian nature reserves are places where nature preserves its pristine state, offering travelers a unique opportunity to immerse themselves in wild forests full of life. In these nature reserves, you can spot rare bird species, such as eagles and owls, and enjoy silence and solitude. The lakes and rivers in Estonia are known for their clarity and transparency, creating ideal conditions for fishing and swimming. Nature reserves are often located away from major cities, making them ideal for those seeking tranquility and harmony with nature. Walking through these areas is accompanied by the pleasant smells of pine needles and fresh air, which adds even more to the enjoyment of your stay. Estonia is known for its dense forests and picturesque landscapes, which provide an unforgettable experience of communing with nature for relaxation and inspiration. The Natural Park of the Sea, Italy, beaches and cliffs sheltered in the shadow of mountain ranges. This is the corner of Italy where the sea meets the high mountain ranges, creating unique landscapes. Here you can enjoy not only beach vacations, but also hiking along the cliffs, which hide numerous caves and gorges. The local beaches are secluded and picturesque, with crystal clear waters ideal for snorkeling and diving. Mountain ranges surround the park, forming natural barriers, making this place even more unique and protected from mass tourism. The region is home to rare flora and fauna, including rare eagles and flora that has adapted to the harsh conditions. The Parco del Mar is also famous for its small picturesque villages, where you can feel the atmosphere of traditional Italian life. The Cevennes Mountains, located in the southern part of France, are known for their ancient nature and majestic landscapes. There are deep gorges created by thousands of years of erosion, with a river that winds its way through these natural wonders. The local mountains offer incredible views and adventure for hikers, with many trails that lead to remote corners where you can relax in the shade of ancient forests. The Cevennes Mountains are also home to many caves and natural arches, creating a mystical atmosphere for those looking for unique places to explore. The region is home to rare species of animals, including wild goats and deer, which are often found along the mountain roads. For history buffs, the Cevennes Mountains also offer archaeological sites that testify to the ancient culture of the region. The Lužanský lakes are quiet mountain reservoirs surrounded by dense forests and green meadows. The lakes are known for their extraordinary water transparency, which makes them ideal for those who like to swim in secluded corners of nature. The lakes form a picturesque chain, connected by small rivers and streams, and surrounded by forests that provide ideal conditions for hiking and wildlife watching. The Lužan lakes are home to various species of fish, as well as rare birds such as fishing eagles, which are becoming a symbol of the region. In the forests around the lakes, you can find ancient trees, some of which have been standing for centuries as living monuments of nature. The Lužanský lakes are a place for those who seek peace and quiet, surrounded by unspoiled nature. Located in the heart of the Alps, the Gran Paradiso Park is famous for its picturesque alpine meadows and incredible mountain vistas. Here you can find rare plant species such as alpine edelweiss, as well as observe wildlife including snow sheep and mountain goats. The park was Italy and Apos, Dust's first national park, and still retains its natural identity, attracting tourists with its unspoiled landscapes. Walking in the park allows you to enjoy not only the alpine views, but also the silence created by the high mountains, which absorb all sounds. The region is also home to numerous alpine lakes that reflect the snow-capped peaks of the mountains in their waters. The Gran Paradiso Park is not only a place for hiking, but also an excellent base for climbers and outdoor enthusiasts. The Lago di Careggi Valley is one of the most picturesque places in Italy, with several mountain lakes surrounded by green meadows and pine forests. The local lakes are known for their crystal clear water and quiet atmosphere, making them ideal for fishing and swimming. Many hiking trails can be found in the valley, passing through picturesque forests and leading to peaks that offer panoramic views of the surrounding mountains. Meadows covered with blooming grasses and flowers create a special atmosphere of peace and tranquility. There are also small alpine villages in the area, where traditional architecture and culture blend perfectly with nature. The Lago di Careggi Valley is a place for those seeking solitude in the heart of the Alps. The cavions are small Norwegian valleys surrounded by verdant forests and steep cliffs, creating dramatic and majestic landscapes. These valleys are ideal for those who want to explore the nature of Norway, as they are full of both alpine lakes and the rushing rivers that feed the valleys. The local forests, covered in moss and lichens, create a fairy tale atmosphere where it imposes easy to feel part of the wilderness. In the cavions, you can find old villages that preserve traditional Norwegian architecture and rural life. The mountains surrounding these valleys offer excellent routes for hiking, cycling, and mountaineering. Cavions is a place where green expanses and mountain peaks harmonize to create a unique setting for outdoor activities. The Lesser Carpathians are a mountain range in Slovakia, known for its verdant hills covered with dense forests. These hills provide ideal conditions for hiking and biking trails, where travelers can enjoy views of valleys and rivers. The forests of the Little Carpathians are full of life, with numerous species of birds and wildlife, such as deer and moose. In some places, you can find ancient castles and fortresses, which add historical context to the natural beauty. The Lesser Carpathians are also known for their vineyards, which produce famous Slovak wine that can be tasted in local wineries. This place is a true paradise for lovers of nature, history, and gastronomy. The Cruz de Feira Natural Park is a picturesque place in Portugal where mountains and fields are covered with olive groves, creating ideal conditions for meditation and peaceful walks. This park attracts tourists with its manicured landscapes, where olive trees form verdant expanses among the mountain slopes. The landscape of the park is varied, from hilly uplands to valleys through which clear streams flow. In this region, you can also find old villages with characteristic architecture that preserves the traditions of Portugal. The Cruz de Feira Natural Park is the ideal place for those who want to take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city and enjoy harmony with nature. Here you can stroll through vineyards and olive groves and taste local products such as olive oil and wine. Lake Keswick is one of the most picturesque places in Lake District National Park, surrounded by high hills and green valleys. The water in Keswick Lake is particularly clear, and you can often see clouds and green hills reflected in its surface. This place attracts both tourists and locals who use the lake for boating and fishing. The lake is also the starting point for many hiking trails that lead to peaks that offer stunning views of the surrounding mountains. The Lake District is not only a natural beauty, but also a cultural heritage with numerous villages and historical sites. Keswick Lake is a quiet and secluded place, perfect for The Laurentian Mountains in the south of France are a place where nature retains its ancient power and beauty. These mountains are covered with dense forests where centuries-old oaks, pines, and beeches grow. Hidden between the peaks are numerous mountain lakes that reflect the sky and trees in their waters, creating an almost magical atmosphere. The Laurentian Mountains are also famous for their natural thermal springs, to which tourists seek relaxation and recovery. Rare species of birds and mammals, including foxes, owls, and wild cats, can be found here. This place is ideal for secluded vacations, hiking, and enjoying the sounds of wildlife. In these corners of Europe, there are hardly any crowds of tourists, noisy attractions, and hotels at every turn. The time here is different, quiet, unhurried, full of natural strength and depth. These places are not just pleasing to the eye, they make you feel truly alive. If your soul is looking for peace, inspiration, or just a new way of looking at the world, this is the place to look for it. If this atmosphere is close to you and you want to discover more amazing and little-known places around the world, subscribe to the channel. Here you will be able to experience travels that travel brochure is one of us to tell you about.